a lot of times people will need cash to cover certain costs, and that's fine. But it's allowed us to do a lot of things that we want, but maybe couldn't have afforded if it was straight cash. So my name is Jerry Kozak. I'm one of the owners of the Ann Arbor T-Shirt Company in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and we've been a TradeFirst member since 2013. So now it's 2024, and we have a beautiful renovated 30,000 square foot building here in Ann Arbor. We have about 75 employees. We sell all over the world, and yeah, it's just been a lot of work, but it's been very fulfilling and, you know, a personal dream come true. Trade has a whole parallel community of people participating in it, so there's just quite simply customers in there that you wouldn't get otherwise. You know, they're looking to spend trade dollars, and so we don't view it as competing with or cannibalizing our cash sales. It augments it. TradeFirst has been a huge help in a few ways, but specifically one. When you're running a manufacturing company, the dream is to always have your supply match your demand, that your production capacity is just right, and that never happens. That's not how the world works. And so you are usually scrambling to get more work, or you have too much. What's nice with trade is that we can toggle what we're willing to take on and off depending on our capacity. And so when we're slow, we can take trade jobs, which take the place of jobs that we weren't getting, and that helps us build a cash equivalent buffer, which we can then use to offset production inputs and stuff for the shop. And so it helps us balance our capacity throughout the year. TradeFirst is very helpful in growth in that a lot of general expenses are available through trade. So for example, a couple of weeks ago, our boiler went out in the middle of winter. You never expect to come into work on a Tuesday morning and have your facilities manager hand you, a $10,000 repair that just wasn't there the day before. And so stuff like that, because we can get mechanical contractors on trade, we may not be able to get the entire expense done, but a lot of the work can be done on it. And so roofing, plumbing, corrugate, cardboard, a lot of general expenses around the business you can get on trade. And so it helps alleviate your cash burn. The flagship trade purchase I like to point to is the room that we're standing in. When we moved into this building in 2018, we bought it, and when you buy a pretty big old building as a young company without a lot of cash, it needs a lot of work and cash runs thin. This room, we discovered, it had this big nasty drop ceiling, and we got up there and realized that it had these beautiful old rafters. It's a dome, and we really wanted to bring that out. We didn't really have the cash to demo and paint and all that. And we were able, with the help of TradeFirst's staff, to find someone on trade who was willing to demo it and then paint. And so we gutted it, we painted the rafters, we painted the ceiling, we got LED lights to illuminate it, and warehouses aren't necessarily beautiful, but I love it in here. This is like one of my favorite things that we've done. And if it hadn't been on trade, it would have just been too much of a luxury, I think, for us to afford.